What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the TCG Empire YouTube channel. Today we do have Meta Monday. If you're new here, you're not sure what it is. It's where we take a deck that has seen, kind of play, or a deck that might have been doing well at some point in time, and we kind of take a look at it and see how it does in the meta. This week we have Nami. It's on the lower end of the meta, analysis, but some of you have asked if I'm going to do a, video about it, so I figured I would showcase it. This deck's a lot of fun. I'll get more into that when it comes to Friday for Final Standings Friday, but the win con with Nami is that as an additional rule, when your deck reaches 0, you win the game instead of losing it. It's at any point when you reach 0, whether it's on the defense or the offense. And then for Dawn ×1, when your opponent takes damage, you can trash one card from the top of your deck. You don't really ever swing with Nami unless there's certain situations that you kind of want to build on. But yeah, I'm going to go through the deck list real quick just so that you guys can see, and we'll go from there. So the first cards we have are Mr. Diaz. Mr. Diaz is here just so that way you can add a blue event card with a cost of 1 from your trash to your hand. I'll get to what events you actually bring back with this. Next we have Kaya. This is really the best card in the deck. You play it, costs 1, and it's a draw 2, trash 2 from your hand. So it gives you hand replenishment, things like that. Then we have 4 Zeph. Zeph is good because on play you can get rid of, a blocker off the board if you have a second Zeph out, and then you can also trash the top 2 cards of your deck, so it pairs really well with the idea. And then Dawn ×1, if you actually connect damage, you trash the top 7 of your life. Then we have the Nojiko. On play, if your leader's Nami, you return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less to the owner's hand. This is just good for getting rid of things like blockers, if you're trying to do, Zeph plays, things like that. Then we have Boodle. Boodle's good because it's a blocker, and then on the KO, you can trash the top card of your deck. This whole idea behind this deck and the cards played are just to get through your deck as fast as possible. Then we have 4 Belmare. Belmare is kind of the same thing as Zeph, except there's no on play, but when it's KO'd, you trash the top 3 of your deck, and then when it deals damage, it also mills the top 7. Then we have 2 of the Secret Rare Soj King. This is just good because you can return a cost of 6 or less to the owner's hand, and then you draw 2 trash 2. So it has, hand replenishment if you're in an awkward spot, but it also has the ability to, kind of get rid of some threats on the board if there's big damage coming your way. The card is also treated as an Usopp, but it's not really relevant. Then we do have 3 Overheat. It's mainly in here just for the trigger. It also is a counter, though. You do get plus 4k and then can return an active character. But we usually run so many events in here so we can hit the triggers. And this trigger is that, you return character with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. Then we have Desert Spada. Again, just for the trigger mainly. You draw 2 and trash 1, so you thin. Impel Down, you don't really ever use this except for the trigger. It's just to draw 2 cards. You're not an Impel Down type leader, so you're never going to draw up to 2 cards. Then we have Deathwink. Deathwink is just in here so that way if you're on low hand size, you can, get plus 6k and draw until you have 2. But also the trigger is nice because it puts a 7 or less back into the hand. Then we have Usopp's Rubber Band of Doom. The trigger, you draw 1 card and trash 1, and the counter is pretty good as it gives you plus 2k, and then you also trash the top card of your deck. And then we have the big important card. This is Gum Gum Giant Gavel. You can trash a card from your hand, and up to one of your leaders gains plus 4k for the battle, and then you can trash the top 2 cards of your deck. This is really good for late game scenarios, and this is really the card that you'll be getting back with the Mr. Diaz, since it is a 1 cost. So you're essentially being, if you play these back to back, you're being able to mill between 6 and 8 cards, and you can get them back. So in theory, if you play all 3 of these, you have 7 copies, which means that you're able to mill 14 cards with those. And then we do have Sanji's Pilaf, another great card. It just lets you draw 2 cards, and if you hit it off a trigger, you activate the main effect to draw 2. And then we have Love Love Mellow. It just draws cards if your hand size is low. So overall, yeah, kind of an in-depth profile, but I wanted to explain the essence of each card and kind of why we're running what we're running. But as always, if you guys do enjoy today's video, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in tomorrow's episode of Tech Tuesday. Alrighty, so you guys wanted to see it, so we're gonna be playing Nami. Let's see, looking at this hand, honestly it's not bad. We have the Kaya to start, and then we also have a lot of other things. We have a curve on 4, so let's see. So he's choosing to go second, so we're on the 1-3-5 curve. I think we'll keep this, and then honestly we'll just we'll play the Kaya. So we have Zeph, we have a lot of other things. I feel like we're gonna need Usopp's rubber band to kind of go from there. So we'll get rid of the Desert Spada, and then we can also get rid of the, let's see, on KO, trash the top 3 of your deck. I think we'll keep the Zeph, honestly, so I think we'll just go from there, and we'll just pass. We need as much draw potential as we can. Rob Lucy is going to be able to kind of put a lot of pressure on us, so let's see. We do have 2. Let's see, if your leader, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 CP, and add it to your hand, trash the remaining cards. So, okay, let's see. I think, honestly, let's see. I think what we'll do, honestly, when your opponent takes damage through leader's attacks, I think, honestly, what we'll do is we'll go for a 6k swing, just see if he takes it. If he does, we get to trash a card. He gets to see 1 extra card, but he could potentially get rid of things. I know you're not supposed to attack with Nami, but looking at this hand, you know, kind of something that we might want to go with. So we did hit for 1 damage, and then we do have the Usopps as well. So we can protect, and then we can also start trashing. Next turn, we're going to be at 5, which means we can play the Zeph, and then we can return a card and trash 2 and kind of go from there. So we'll go no blocker, and we'll just use Usopp's. So we'll trash, and then we'll just resolve. So okay, so he plays down this, so that we can get rid of, I'm pretty sure. Or 3 or less, sorry. Let's see. So we'll just play the Zeph, and we'll just bounce this, and then we'll trash the top 2. So not getting rid of really anything that's terrible. We're not going to really give him access to his life. So he is going to be able to play cards, but I'm not too worried about that. There's the Sakazuki. So Sakazuki is going to be able to get rid of the Zeph. It is a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. So there is a 5k. I think we'll just go 6. Force this to go sideways too, because then we could swing on it with Nami as well. So just because we need to try and start getting rid of a lot more out of the deck. So we do have Usopp's rubber band for next turn. We could do the Nojiko, but I think we're going to take this, so we'll use the trigger effect to draw 2. So we got a lot that we can actually do. So we do have a 1-drop as well, so I think we'll do this. We'll get rid of the Impel, and then we'll also get rid of the having a 6k counter isn't that bad, actually. I kind of like everything, but I think this is what we'll get rid of. And then we'll just play the, let's see, could play 4 and leave 2 open, which means that we have access here. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll just go here, end turn. And if it gets KO'd, we get to trash the top 3 anyways. And we can put a lot on here to kind of try and get a swing through. Go from there, so. So there's a 9k swing. The 9k I'm going to take, let's see. So we'll use the trigger effect, and we'll just bounce this back to his hand, just so that way he can't really have another attack. He does have 6, so he might be able to play a Sakazuki again. And if he does, he can bounce something, so. Okay, so there's an 8k. The 8k will counter. We'll get rid of the Deathwink, and then we'll trash the top 2, resolve. So we can trash 7. So let's see. I think what we'll do is we'll play the blocker, we'll play the Zeph, bounce this back, we'll trash, and then we can go 7k just to get the swing through, and then if he wants to, you know, dump 3 cards, that's fine, or 2 cards. But if this gets KO'd, then we trash the top 3 anyways, and then go from there. And we do have a blocker, and we still have Zeph, so I think we're in a solid spot. We do only have 1 card in hand, which is, you know, a little bit awkward, but nothing too bad. So our opponent used the air door to play Sandman. So there's a 5k swing. I think I'm gonna let this go. They can restand their leader, but that's fine. They do have to discard 2 cards from their hand, so we'll use the card action. So our next goal in the next couple turns is going to be to kind of survive and go from there. We do have a block, so he does a 10k swing. The 10k swing, just gonna let it go. So our Boodle is gone, but we can trash the top card of our deck, kind of go from there. So we'll use the card action. Sanji's Pilaf would have been good, but it's not the end of the world. There's a 5k swing. Unfortunately, we do have to take it, but we can use the trigger effect to draw 2 cards. And we did actually get a Mr. Diaz, which means that we can put an event back into our hand and go from there. So there's a lot that we can actually do. So I think first thing we'll do is we'll use the Sanji's Pilaf. We could do Sanji's Pilaf again, and then we do have quite a couple of events that we can use. So we'll use Sanji's Pilaf again. Those are like some of the best counters that we could have asked for. Let's see. So we could play the Mr. 1, but it's not really going to do much for us. I think our best bet is to... Let's see. I don't think he's going to be able to find a way to win next turn, and if he only has this blocker, if we can play down our Zeph and bounce this back and then have an 11k swing, we might be able to fully mill, which doesn't seem that bad at all, because this... Let's see, so that mills 2, 4, 6. This mills 7. So it'll be 4 cards. We have our draw, which is 3. And then we can go from there. So yeah, I think we'll just end, kind of see where it goes from here. There's a 9k swing. The 9k swing, let's see. Let's see, 9k. I think we'll block. We're gonna have to get rid of this. We're gonna have to trash the top cards of our deck, which is fine. And then I think we're gonna have to resolve. So we have overheat, so we can return a 4 or less. So we could force him to waste Dawn to put down this, or we could keep it in our hand. I think what we'll do is we'll bounce it back just to be safe. So we can go 10,000, which is fine, and then he can play the blocker down again. I think what I have to do, let's see. So we're at 9. This would get rid of think honestly I have to go for it and then see what I can do from there. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna take it so we can use the trigger effect. We actually might be able to win next turn. So we're at 6. So let's see, that'd be 2 cards, that'd be 4 cards. I think we can win actually, because we're at 6. If we hit the win con on my opponent's side, I think we just win the match. So let's see, because that'd be how do I want to do this? Okay, so I think what we'll do, so we'll go here and we'll get back the Gum Gum Giant Gavel, because we can put ourselves to 17, which is the biggest attack he can do. So we'd have to dump 1, dump 2, dump 3, and then we still have a 1k counter as well, and then that gets rid of all 6. So we'll go 5k. I think we can safely use Pilaf too. Let's see, because that'll draw us 2 cards, which adds 1. That'll leave us with 4 Dawn, right? So yeah, we can use the Pilaf to draw 2. And we do get Deathwink as well. So let's see, so we can play 1. So it'll be draw 2, trash 2, right? So let's see, do we have anything, any events or anything that let us draw during our turn? I don't think so. Okay, so our best bet, so we can go Kaya. Oh, and then we just win because we have the second Kaya, so we don't even have to go on the defense. So we can go Kaya again. We can get rid of the Mr. Diaz, and just like that, we just drew every card in our deck. So that's a lot of thinking, but down to, you know, having the Kayas and all of the, you know, aspects of it. We did have the win con as far as discarding the top 6 with the giant gavels. So, and having 4 Dawn open, 5 with, you know, not having the Kaya, we still would have been in a good spot. So, yeah, I think that's really kind of the best showcase of the deck. It's really just thinking about how you want to, you know, take hits and how you want to kind of discard cards. So yeah, overall, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in tomorrow's episode of Tech Tuesday.